These are the 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time observations for the San Francisco and Monterey Bay areas on Saturday, May 10th. At San Francisco Airport, it was mostly sunny, temperature 57, dew point 48, relative humidity 72%, northwest wind at 17 miles an hour, pressure 29.99 inches and steady. At Oakland Airport, it was mostly sunny, temperature 58, dew point 50, relative humidity 75%, west wind at 3 miles an hour, pressure 30.01 inches and steady. At San Jose Airport, it was sunny, temperature 63, dew point 53, relative humidity 70%, northwest wind at 6 miles an hour, pressure 29.99 inches and steady. At Santa Rosa, it was sunny, temperature 59, calm, pressure 29.99 and falling. At Concord, it was sunny, temperature 69, calm. At Livermore, it was sunny, temperature 68, west wind at 5. At Monterey, it was sunny, temperature 67, northwest wind at 7, pressure 29.99 and rising. At Salinas, it was sunny, temperature 61, dew point 51, relative humidity 70%, northwest wind at 5. Here are some observations around California and western Nevada. Skies ranged from sunny to mostly sunny. It was 70 at Sacramento, 72 at Los Angeles, 72 at San Diego, and 66 at Reno. Truckee reported 54, South Lake Tahoe reported 61, Blue Canyon reported 67, and Mammoth Lakes reported 63. The area forecast for the South Bay, including the San Jose metro area and the Santa Clara Valley. For today, sunny. Highs in the mid-70s by the bay to the 80s inland. Northwest winds up to 5 miles per hour, increasing to 5 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. For tonight, mostly clear. Lows near 50. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Sunday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs in the mid-60s by the bay to the 70s inland. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Monday, partly cloudy. A slight chance of rain in the morning. Highs in the 60s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming west 5 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. And on Monday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s. For Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Highs from the 60s to lower 70s. Tuesday night through Friday, mostly clear. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s, highs from the mid-60s to lower 80s. High temperatures today and lows tonight for the selected cities: San Jose, 81 and 52, Mountain View, 75 and 53, Morgan Hill, 89 and 51. The area forecast for the Monterey Bay and Salinas Valley: heat advisory in effect until 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this evening. For today, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs in the lower 70s at the coast to the lower 90s inland. West winds up to 5 miles per hour, increasing to 5 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. For tonight, mostly clear. Lows from the upper 40s to mid-50s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-60s at the coast to around 80 inland. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Sunday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming 5 to 10 miles per hour after midnight. For Monday, partly cloudy. Highs from the 50s to upper 60s. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. Tuesday through Wednesday night, partly cloudy. Highs from the upper 50s to mid-70s. Lows in the upper 40s. Thursday through Friday, partly cloudy. Highs from the mid-60s to upper 70s, lows around 50. High temperatures today and lows tonight for these selected cities: Santa Cruz, 82 and 50, Monterey, 73 and 52, Salinas, 76 and 50, Hollister, 83 and 49, King City, 92 and 54. The following is an important weather message from the National Weather Service. Heat advisory remains in effect until 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this evening. What? Temperatures up to 100 degrees expected. Where? Southern Salinas Valley, Arroyo Seco, and Lake San Antonio. When? Until 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time this evening. Impacts. Hot conditions can cause heat illnesses if outdoors for long periods, especially with physical exertion. Hydration is a critical piece to mitigating the heat. Drink water, take breaks, find shade, and if possible, help those who are vulnerable. The travel forecast for the Lake Tahoe area, including the Interstate 80 and Highway 50 corridor. For today, mostly sunny. Highs from the 60s to mid-70s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 20 miles per hour in the afternoon. For tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the 40s. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Sunday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Breezy. Highs from the lower 50s to mid-60s. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, increasing to 20 to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon. For Sunday night, clear, breezy. Lows from the 30s to lower 40s. Southwest winds 20 to 30 miles per hour. For Monday, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Breezy. A slight chance of showers and snow showers in the morning, then a chance of showers and snow showers in the afternoon. Snow level above 5,000 feet. Highs from the 40s to lower 50s. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, becoming 20 to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon. And on Monday night, partly cloudy. A chance of snow showers. Lows from the mid-20s to lower 30s. For Tuesday, partly cloudy. A chance of snow showers, and a slight chance of thunderstorms. Highs from the 40s to lower 50s. For Tuesday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly clear. Lows from the mid-20s to lower 30s. Wednesday and Wednesday night, mostly clear. Highs from the 40s to upper 50s, lows from the 20s to upper 30s. Thursday and Thursday night, mostly clear. Highs from the lower 50s to mid-60s, lows from the mid-30s to lower 40s, and on Friday, partly cloudy. Highs from the mid-50s to upper 60s. For the latest road conditions around the state of California, call Caltrans at 1-800-427-7623. The weather overview for northern and central California for the period Monday through Friday. Above normal temperatures today will give way to unsettled weather in the form of below normal temperatures, strong and gusty onshore winds, light rainfall, and a 10% chance for thunderstorms early next week. The extended forecast for the San Francisco and Monterey Bay areas: Tuesday and Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Highs 55 to 70. Lows 45 to 50. Wednesday and Wednesday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 75. Lows 45 to 50. Thursday and Thursday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 80. Lows 45 to 55. Friday and Friday night, partly cloudy. Highs 55 to 80. Lows 45 to 55. Saturday and Saturday night, mostly clear. Highs 55 to 80. Lows 45 to 55. Sunrise, sunset, and tidal information for the San Francisco Bay Area for Saturday, May 10th. The sunrise today, 8:05 a.m. The sunset tonight, 8:07 p.m. Tidal data at the Golden Gate for today. Low tide, 05:06 a.m. at 0.4 feet. High tide, 11:46 a.m. at 4.16 feet. Low tide, 4:36 p.m. at 2.6 feet. High tide, 10:55 p.m. at 5.66 feet. Here are the buoy observations for 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. At Point Arena Buoy, winds north 16 knots, water temperature 51, pressure 1017.5 millibars, seas 3 feet, every 11 seconds. At Buoy 13 near Bodega Bay, winds northwest at 17 knots, gusting to 23, pressure 1015.9 millibars, swell 7 feet, every 11 seconds. At Point Reyes Wave Rider Buoy, water temperature 53, seas 7 feet, every 11 seconds. At San Francisco Bar Buoy, water temperature 55, seas 5 feet, every 15 seconds. At Lovers Point Wave Rider Buoy in Monterey Bay, water temperature 58, seas 4 feet, every 11 seconds. At Point Sur, Wave Rider Buoy, water temperature 54, seas 8 feet, every 11 seconds. At Cape San Martin Buoy, winds northwest at 21 knots, gusting to 25, pressure 1012.5 millibars. Here are the coastal observations for 9 a.m. Wind speed is in knots. The wind at Monterey Beach was west at 4 with gusts to 9. Synopsis for the Central California coast and bays including the Monterey Bay, Greater Farallones, and Cordell Bank National Marine Sanctuaries. A moderate to fresh northwesterly breeze will persist across much of the coastal waters through the weekend, with up to near gale force gusts. Light rain will be possible on Monday as a frontal passage moves across the region. Moderate seas continue through the end of the forecast period. The marine forecast for San Pablo Bay, Suisun Bay, the West Delta, and the San Francisco Bay north of the Bay Bridge. Small craft advisory in effect from Sunday morning through Sunday evening. Rest of today, southwest wind 5 to 10 knots, becoming west 10 to 15 knots late. Waves around 2 feet or less. For tonight, southwest wind 10 to 15 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. For Sunday, west wind 10 to 15 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. For Sunday night, southwest wind 10 to 15 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. A slight chance of rain after midnight. The marine forecast for Monterey Bay. Rest of today, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots, becoming west 10 to 15 knots late. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Wave detail, west 5 feet at 10 seconds and south 2 feet at 15 seconds. For tonight, northwest wind 10 to 15 knots, easing to 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Wave detail, northwest 5 feet at 8 seconds. For Sunday, northwest wind 5 to 10 knots, becoming west 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, northwest 4 feet at 9 seconds. For Sunday night, west wind 10 to 15 knots, easing to 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, west 3 feet at 9 seconds. The coastal waters forecast from Pigeon Point to Point Pinos out to 10 nautical miles. Small craft advisory in effect through this evening. Rest of today, northwest wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 5 to 7 feet. Wave detail, northwest 7 feet at 10 seconds and south 2 feet at 16 seconds. For tonight, northwest wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 5 to 7 feet. Wave detail, northwest 6 feet at 8 seconds. For Sunday, northwest wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Wave detail, northwest 5 feet at 9 seconds and south 2 feet at 16 seconds. For Sunday night, northwest wind 10 to 15 knots, becoming west 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wave detail, northwest 4 feet at 9 seconds. San Francisco bar forecast. In the deep water channel, mixed seas of 3 to 4 feet at 15 seconds. Across the bar, mixed seas 4 to 5 feet at 15 seconds. Maximum ebb current of 1.3 knots at 04:03 p.m. Saturday and 3.3 knots at 4:21 a.m. Sunday. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, station KEC49, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.55 MHz from atop McQueen's Ridge. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office located in Monterey, California, and serves the South Bay and Monterey Bay Area, including the cities of San Jose, Monterey, Salinas, and Santa Cruz. The area forecast for the Peninsula, North Bay, and East Bay. For today, mostly sunny in the morning, then becoming sunny. Highs around 70 at the coast of the mid-80s inland. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear. Lows from the upper 40s to mid-50s. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 50s at the coast to the lower 70s inland. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 20 miles per hour in the afternoon. For Sunday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows from the 40s to mid-50s. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For Monday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. A slight chance of rain in the morning. Highs in the upper 50s at the coast to the mid-60s inland. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Monday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s. For Tuesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Highs from the mid-50s to lower 70s. Tuesday night through Friday, mostly clear. Lows from the mid-40s to lower 50s, highs from the lower 60s to mid-70s. High temperatures today and lows tonight for the selected cities. San Francisco, 71 and 52, San Francisco Airport, 71 and 53, Redwood City, 78 and 52, Oakland, 76 and 52, Fremont, 79 and 52, Concord, 86 and 54, Livermore, 84 and 52, San Rafael, 81 and 52, Santa Rosa, 87 and 50, Napa, 81 and 52, Fairfield, 86 and 55.